We get right into the next one. Yeah. We talk a lot about, with my team and just players in general, I love talking about shot selection as the traffic light system. Okay. So green light shots, right? Like uncontested layups, yep. Catch and shoot threes, free throws. Yep. Everything else is yellow or red. Yeah. And then...
This is Coach to Coach, where we talk junior basketball coaching in a relaxed, practical way. I'm Jace, and these are your fast break chats. Let's get into it. Actually, I should check the right pronunciation.
The last name?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try. Welcome to another episode of Coach to Coach. I am very, very pleased to have Zoe Zwerling. Oh, nailed it. Yes. Along for a chat about the thing we love most, basketball. She brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to the table. So we've got some really cool stuff to cover off today. And let's get into it. Tell me, starting with my fast five as usual, how long have you been coaching?
Yeah, awesome. I've been coaching.
First and foremost, welcome. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I'm excited to sit and talk about basketball. That's all I do these days.
That's how we like it. All right. So tell me, we'll go through the fast five. How long have you been coaching?
I've been coaching, I think, since high school. I've been playing since I was like 7 or 8. Yep. And then coaching is just the natural thing you do, right? When you're 14 years old and trying to make some money, you coach camps and stuff like that.
Yeah, great.
I've been dabbling in coaching. I think been taking it more seriously since I came over here, maybe like 7 years. Okay. Started my own business and platform and everything like that, and definitely gotten more involved and educated about coaching, not just, I'm a player who goes and teaches basketball, but actually learning how to be a good coach at the same time.
It's a different skill, isn't it?
It's very different.
Yeah. And
some great players are not great coaches, and some great coaches were never great players.
That's what I've been finding over and over. Yep, absolutely. So what teams are you coaching? Any teams at the moment?
Yeah, I'm coaching the 14-1 girls at Hawthorne at the moment. Yep, great. And then outside of that, I do a whole bunch of different programs for my own stuff, other clubs, working at the Phoenix Youth Academy, stuff like that. So I'm kind of bouncing around all over the place.
All in. I love it. Why do you coach? We kind of covered it, but I like asking the question despite people often answering it in the first bit, because it makes them go, it just goes a layer deeper. Yeah. Why do you love to coach?
In a nutshell, I coach because basketball has been such a focal thing in my life. Like, it has been number one priority probably since I was about 8 years old. Yep. It's given me all of my best friends, best experiences, opportunities, travel, education, like all of the best things in my life have really come from the silly game where you're bouncing a ball around and throwing it in a hoop. And I've seen it get messed up by bad experiences, bad coaches, not to knock anybody, but it's an easy thing it's an easy thing to mess up. And when you get it right, it's like the best thing in the world. As much as I can give those experiences and maybe make them even better for a bunch of other kids who are in the same position I was, that's the dream.
Yep, brilliant. Your experience is going to make this one a tough one to answer. Was there someone along your journey that influenced how you coach? Not how you play, how you coach.
How I coach.
You will have had plenty of coaches.
Yeah.
Was there somebody that you can kind of look back through and say, actually, there's things from that person that I definitely apply in my own coaching?
I think exactly that, but there's not any one coach. Like, it's literally all of them. Yep. And some of them are things that I would take. Some are things that I would leave respectfully. Just things that I'm very, I was not blessed with insane height or athleticism or anything like that. I reckon a lot of some success that I've had as a player was more the mental side and the work ethic side. So I feel like that's kind of the natural, the little point guard who really understands the game, becomes a coach cliche. Yeah. That's me.
Yeah, brilliant.
So I've always been pretty analytical and paying attention to what I like from different coaches, what I don't like, all the way since high school. Like, I've had some really intelligent, really good, really harsh coaches throughout my life. So
little lessons from all of them.
Yeah, little lessons from all of them for sure.
And all right, so do you have a favorite professional player?
I was looking at this one. That's hard. It's like too many to choose from. I'm a big SGA fan in the NBA. Yep. He's probably Him and Steph Curry, probably my favorites right now. WNBA, I'm always a fan of players who I can steal from.
Yes.
So, like, love Giannis Antetokounmpo, but I'm not taking anything from his bag that's going to work. You know what I mean? I'm 5'8".
Absolutely.
It doesn't apply.
Yeah.
So I love stealing from players that I feel like I can gain something from.
And resonate with.
Yeah, exactly.
On the court, resonate with. Yeah, you're right. There's players that you can look at it and you say that's great, but that's not me.
That's amazing, Wemby, but I'm not learning anything. I'm not taking anything from your game.
Exactly.
On the women's side, big Sabrina Ionescu fan. I love Courtney Vandersloot. She's always an underrated one. She just makes very little mistakes and does the right thing every time to a really, really high level. In Australia, I'm a big Steph Reed fan.
Okay.
I reference her a lot, especially for my younger, smaller players who think they can't do anything in basketball, or they get overlooked on these state teams and stuff like that. Like, she is such a good example of, she never made a state team in her whole junior's time.
There you go.
And is out here winning awards on the Opals. And I think she's shorter than me.
Okay.
And I'm not tall.
Yeah, well, and I guess that's testament to effort, isn't it?
Yeah.
Putting the work in.
Yeah, she's a very good role model in all those ways, but there's a bunch of them out there. Yeah. It's hard to pick.
Brilliant. All right. So I guess that makes it pretty easy to lead into what we thought we would sort of cover off today, and that was the mental side of the game. That what you think, I guess, coaches need to. I mean, is it that there's a message that we need to make sure we share and push down through the line to make our players better, and therefore the next generation of coaches, like, it's cyclical. It's something that it's a long-term strategy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us what you talked about, you being a strong mental like resilience for the game. That's what's carried you through, rather than height, let's say.
Yeah.
Talk us through what that means for your journey and how it's influenced your game and your coaching.
Just like the work ethic side of things?
Yeah. Well, but the work ethic and just having that headspace that means you can make it to wherever you want to go with basketball. Yeah,
I mean, it's a million little things, right? It's not like, oh, do this and you'll have the best mindset ever. I think I was just born a competitive little freak. Like, I couldn't even play board games with my family without being that kid who had a tantrum and flipped the board over, like literally a psycho. Still a bit of a psycho, but I've learned to channel it like an adult at the best of times.
I've actually got a player on my team who I've noticed, if you fire her up, wow, does it show on the court?
I have a lot of time for the little psychos who cry after games and have, rage moments during games, because I was exactly the same way. I think coaches tend to write that off be frightened by it. But I'm like, I see a little bit of, I see you, I see a little bit of me in you. So they have to learn how to channel it, especially when they're little. I have time for it because they just don't have that emotional control. But I go and tell them, I'm like, I love that you care. I love that you're competitive. Like, we got to work on this. Yeah. Crying on the bench or whatever they're doing, but if they're 12 years old, that's okay right now.
Yeah, well, that's right, and that's part of their journey, isn't it?
And I'd take a kid like that than the kid who couldn't care less that we just lost a big game.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look, absolutely. And I think that competitive spirit. I know there's an awful lot of just go out there, play, have fun, all of that, right? And I understand that that's a part of the sport.
Much more here than in America, too.
Yeah, right.
Better see what happens. Let's go have some fun.
I'm probably going to upset a few people with this one, but I'm really very much like, do you know what's fun? Winning. Like,
absolutely.
We have a responsibility as parents, as coaches of the next generation to prepare young people for the future.
And sport is one of the best ways to do that.
It absolutely is. No boss in the world is ever going to say, look, I don't really care how the results go today. As long as you have fun with it, you'll be fine.
Winning is real. Winning and losing are real things.
Absolutely.
I think, especially in some of the culture over here and everywhere, but I see it more in Australia, they kind of take that away.
But losing is important.
Yeah.
Like knowing how to lose a game is just as important as knowing how to win one.
100%.
Because that's life. That's how it comes at us from 16. It just keeps coming at us.
Yeah.
And I think that to take away that sort of to flatline all of that is an injustice.
Yeah. I mean, I think sport is the greatest analogy for life, which is why I can't have a whole conversation without making some analogy to how, this is like in basketball when I'm doing that all the time because it's relevant.
Absolutely. So I guess how has other than that sort of competitive spirit, what's some things that you've done to, I guess, grow in managing that emotion? Do you know what I mean? Like how
getting better with
you've talked about, you've learned to channel that into the game.
I'm still not great at it on the worst days, but yeah.
Hey, life's a lesson. It's a learn.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is just like perspective shifting.
Reframing things.
Yeah, reframing things. Thinking about it in a different way. Like I used to flip out every time I was missing shots or making a mistake.
Okay.
I used to see when I was in college, I used to go see the sports psychologist because I think my mental was messing me up more than anything else a lot of the time. And he framed it to me really well. He was like, if they expect you to go out there and shoot the ball and make plays, they're literally paying you to go out there to make mistakes as well. Because the best shooters in the world shoot under 50%.
Correct.
So, Steph Curry's getting paid millions to miss half of his shots.
Miss half the time.
I was like, and I'm over here getting mad.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Tyler Harvey's been doing a whole thing on this through his socials, talking about how, like, moving on from those shots. He's like, shoot the shot and then that's it. That there's no more to it.
Yeah, I have to go look at that.
Move on.
I was listening.
There's a whole 40 minutes of games still to play.
Yeah, and if that's, if you're going to call yourself a competitive psycho and that's the reason you are like that, if reacting like that is making you worse, then that's not being competitive anymore. That's just being
sabotage.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's not helping you win. That's not competitive to me.
No, that's right.
Steph, I was listening to Steph Curry's trainer on a podcast the other day that he just did. And he was talking about how, he's going through the video of Steph shooting and he misses 2 in a row, which is incredibly unusual for Stephen Curry. And he was like, we don't trip about it. We don't get mad about it. It's just data.
Yep.
Every mistake is just data for the next time. I was like, that's a cool,
that really is
competitive way to look at it. Like, all right, I'm just going to fix it.
Yeah. It almost it doesn't make the shot irrelevant, but it kind of just dumbs it down. It goes, it's just a shot.
Just don't make the same mistake next time.
Yeah. Shoot the next one.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's something that you've looked at within yourself and you've gone and learned and grown from that. You talked about teaching for self-sufficiency. That was how you framed it. And, that sort of long-term player development. So I guess that's probably the main thing we want to cover off today, because you work with predominantly rep player kids. Well,
at least.
Coach, obviously, you've got your under 14s.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? What message are you wanting to share when you talk about teaching for self-sufficiency?
Yeah, I think it's something I've thought about more and more as of late. When you're coaching a team at the moment, it's very easy to get wrapped up in your season and wins week by week. And I know a lot of coaches look at what drills they want to do and what's going to help us win next week.
Yep.
I want to think more and more about, especially when coaching such young kids, like most of my team is 12-year-old girls. I want them to be successful down the road. I couldn't care how we do in VJL 1 in a Friday night basketball game. I don't remember a single game from when I was 12 years old.
Playing 12-year-old
You know
basketball.
what I mean? Yeah. So what can I teach them that carries over both mindset, basketball concepts, all that stuff? What carries over to make them a better basketball player when they're, say, like 18?
Yep.
Not what helps them play well on my team right now.
Okay. This is all right. So go. I'm all ears.
I can talk about it for hours.
I am all ears.
Yeah.
What is okay? So what have
how do we do that?
Yeah. What have you come up with?
Yeah. So one of the things I've been trying to do more and more in my sessions and at practices is find pockets where the team is being self-sufficient. Okay. I think of it as. So instead of getting them really good at doing my drills and having a perfect looking practice, how do I get them to like take turns leading each other and communicating with each other and solving problems together and actually thinking about things? Because I see a lot of coaches, and I had a few coaches too, who like, we just got really, really good at following instructions to a high level.
I've seen this a few times now.
Yeah. And if you set teams like that out in the wild on their own, what happens?
Yep.
It's like chaos. Yep. They're like deer in headlights. They're looking over to the bench of their coach and they don't know what to do. And it's because it's the first time they've ever been in a situation like that.
Outside of that familiarity.
Yeah. So, and it can start with little stuff like have a different kid lead the warm up and tell everyone what to do, or you know, we're gonna play this game. I give them very few rules, and I tell them to kind of figure it out and almost try to cheat the game if they can sometimes, because that's what basketball is, right? It's all problem solving and reading and reacting.
Absolutely, it's about what is it? Finding the weaknesses and then exploiting them. Yeah,
exactly. If someone's out of position, I don't wait for you to get up, get back there, and then run the play because coach said so.
Absolutely not.
That's not a smart basketball player at a high level.
Definitely not.
I think about it too with the concepts and stuff that I'm teaching them. I also see a lot of coaches, you know, they run a lot of plays and they teach them a lot of sets and stuff like that. But are you teaching them concepts that carry over on their next team? So if I teach them how to use a screen really well, set a screen really well, basic defensive rotations, anything that is like universal. Shot selection is a thing we talk a ton about, because that is, no matter what offense you're running, knowing the difference between a heavily contested floater and a kick out for a wide open three is the same everywhere.
Absolutely.
So if they can get good at those kind of concepts, whether they're in a chaotic situation or they're at an SDP tryout, it's all the same stuff.
Absolutely. I can actually relate to that one specifically in terms of choosing like shots, not so much shot selection, but that decision making. For the first time in our semis last weekend, I saw my girls do the best job they've ever done of dishing the ball off when the pressure was too much. So instead of so we had very few turnovers in our game because the girls had improved their ability to go, oh, no, that's not going to work.
There's 4 people around me.
I'm going to dish it out. And it was probably my favorite thing about the game was the lack of turnovers. It doesn't even, the scores don't matter when you see so many other factors performing beautifully.
Yeah, and it's hard because at younger ages, they're usually not good shooters yet. Whereas like higher levels, like if I'm kicking that out to a 3, it's going in half the time at least.
Absolutely, yeah, that's right.
And that's the obvious right pass that you're supposed to make. Yeah. So they always don't get rewarded for it the same way. So you kind of have to cheer them on and reward the process, as we say.
Absolutely. So are there other things that you've found? I mean, I love that. It's like teaching the game, not the skills.
Yeah, a bit of both, but trying to teach the game in a way that's universal and carries them forward.
So is it a case of exemplifying those decisions? Like, do you model those decisions and say, or is it broad philosophies, sort of saying, just encouraging them to free think?
It's a bit of both.
Does that make sense? Do you model the situations and scenarios and say, what are you going to do in this situation, and actually run it? Or do you just sort of encourage them to run it and
in
see
like chaos?
Yeah, and see what comes.
I think it depends what you're doing and what level they're at with it. So if I've got a really beginner group and I just want to teach them drive, kick.
Yep.
Like we might do a scripted version of that just to start, just so they even know what it is and what it looks like. Yeah.
Yep.
How to like hold their spacing and not all crowd the ball. And
Yep.
So there's always foundations to everything, right?
Yeah,
and then once they can do that and recognize it, then, we add a little defense, we add a little chaos, we add a little decision-making pressure and stuff like that. And then hopefully they're able to do it in a game.
So I guess if you can do that little bit of modeling in your training type spaces, and I'm getting really practical here from a coaching perspective, would you run that, like demonstrate it, run it, show it how, like get it all running, sort of how it would, and then stop it for a moment and say that was a good decision or that was a bad decision, or like, and actually really drill down into those specific moments and say, okay, that was exceptional, or like, are those sorts of conversations had?
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, that is one of my favorite ways to give feedback is to, once they understand the concept, like they could explain it back to me, then we're doing it live and we're trying to actually do it. And then without going on rants every single time, like I try to make my communication quick and efficient, but I want to give feedback after almost every possession. So if they make a great read, give them all credit for it, explain why it worked maybe, and then we get right into the next one. We talk a lot about, with my team and just players in general, I love talking about shot selection as the traffic light system. So green light shots, right? Like uncontested layups, catch and shoot threes, free throws. Everything else is yellow or red. And then, yellow light shots, they're okay, but, require a lot of judgment. Red light shot is, no, you should have passed that on. That was not it. And so my team, for example, knows now when they, sometimes they drive in and they panic and they shoot a floater over two people. And I just got to look at them and say, what kind of shot was that? And they're like, red. It was red. And I'm like, cool, we understand that. We move on. We don't have to beat it to death.
But that's a good thing because it really does, I guess, make it clear. Rights and wrongs. Like we learn from rights and wrongs. We have to know what does a good shot look like? What does a bad shot look like? And by having that sort of simple model and saying that there's an example of not right. There's an example of right.
So. And I'm not saying you suck or that was stupid. I'm just like, we've talked about this. It's the same for everyone. What kind of shot was that?
All right. So the last sort of point that that we had thought we would like to cover off, just talk us through the mindset of the game and what sort of message as a coach do we want to share with our juniors about the mindset for the game?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think we could sit here and talk for 2 more hours about that.
Say, it's an epic one. What would be the number one thing that you would say is the right? Because I'm curious to know the answer to this one myself. I've got to go into a grand final on Saturday with 7 16-year-old girls who, they enjoy playing the game. It's a domestic game. They enjoy it, but
they do want to win.
But they also want Yochi afterwards.
That too.
So
my team wants McDonald's, but
there you go. And maybe that would be I've had that happen as well. Can we go to Macca's after this? Yep. Okay. What would you say? What would be your one message that I could share with those girls that you think could help them bring the right mindset to this game on Saturday?
If I had to pick one mindset thing to talk about, it would probably be just to try to grow through everything. So whether it's a big championship game or like a little warm-up drill in practice, like I think the players who make it and all the pros that I know that are really successful in basketball, like they have no ego about learning anything from anyone. And everything is a learning experience because that's competitive, right? Like if I'm always trying to find a way to do this big thing or this little thing to the best of my ability, that's like a competitive advantage.
Absolutely.
Even nerdy stuff like your sleep and nutrition and stretching and weight room and every little thing, the really good basketball players try to grow through everything.
There's this constant commitment to progress.
And to me, that's like the epitome of competitiveness is like I'm always trying to get better. The way I do everything is I'm trying to get better than you. You're doing this warm-up half-assed. I'm actually doing it correctly. That stuff adds up.
Brilliant. So this is we acknowledged before we even started recording today that we could probably sit here and talk basketball for hours. Absolutely. But we're trying to keep them short and sweet. So I think we've covered some really, really great stuff today. And I think that, both players and coaches can get some value out of this chat. So I'm really, really grateful for you making some time for me. It's been great fun.
Anytime.
Excellent. That's it for today's Fast Break chat on Coach to Coach. Thanks for listening. I'm Jace, and I'll catch you next time.